What is going on, gaming nerds? Mystic Nightmare here, and today I'm just bringing you a short little video on an absolutely insane hot spot to level your float fishing off of Sichel on Akhtuba River. Let's have some fun. All right, so to start off with, first of all, I was worried about this spot because, to be honest with you guys, whenever there's an update, which just recently happened a few days ago, usually the fish move. I was super hoping that this place wouldn't go dead because it has been absolutely vital to me in leveling my float fishing. I have gone from level 50, I believe, up to, what is my float fishing right now? Up to 67%. Just fishing here, and the main thing is I'm catching like 99% Sichels. Every now and then I'll get a roach here and there. Every now and then I'll get maybe a rudd or a Kessler's herring, but for the most part, look how hot this place is. The update has gone by and it is still on absolute fire. Basically, when it comes down to this spot, you can fill your entire inventory full of Sichel from start to finish. I have gotten trophies here of Sichel, and if you're not a big Sichel fisherman, like you haven't been on like Seversky Donuts or anything like that, come out here if you haven't been fishing a lot of Sichel, and you can get skill ups like crazy. Because if you guys didn't know, when you're leveling stuff up, if you switch out different species of fish, you can actually get higher chances of leveling up your whatever skill you're trying to level when it comes to float fishing. As you can see, just with us talking, as long as we have only for about a minute or so, I've already caught 5 fish, and this is absolutely insane. This spot is still hot as it's hot. It's hot. Yeah, it's hot. So where are we? We are at right here on Akhtuba River. We are facing this direction, and we are going to be float fishing right in here. Okay. Basically, let me show you the setup that we've got right now. Let me pull this in just in case I get a bite. And what I'm using, you can use a telly stick out here if you want to. And what you can do with the telly stick is wait until everything gets reeled in. I need to up that real quick. Was not expecting to do this video. You can stand over on this side of the bank and you can use a telly stick, and you can do maybe, I don't know, about a 50% cast. No big deal. You're absolutely fine with doing that. I highly suggest using a fluorocarbon main line, no leader. Okay, and let me show you exactly what I got going on this rod. This is my Bolognese setup. It is 10.5 kilograms. You don't need to go that high with this. The biggest Sichel I've ever caught was like 2 kilograms, I think it was. I'd look it up, but it'd take me forever. I got my Sputnik Pulsar. You don't even need that. That's way more than you actually need when it comes down to your reel. I've got a fluorocarbon line, 9.3 kilograms. That could even be lowered quite a bit, but as you can see, fluorocarbon line is absolutely perfect. Now, I'm using nature flies, and the biggest thing is I have tried everything from size 24 hook all the way up to 12, and the bite rate has absolutely not changed whatsoever. Once you get smaller, or I should say larger, smaller in number, larger in hook than a 12, then you start seeing a dip in your bite rate. Okay, now if you decide to go ahead and do this, I highly suggest the float that you get is a very large weighted float. The higher the weight the float you put on, the higher the mass of the sinkers that you put on, or the higher the weight of the sinkers. Those two added together allows you to do a further cast. Usually what I do is, if you look at the tip of my rod, I usually am fishing right into here. Now you can catch fish down here, but it's a lot slower bite rate. If you cast out at these weeds right here, or a little bit over here, and just let it float past these trees reflection into here, after this part, then you might want to pick it up. But right in here is just a massively hot spot when it comes down to Sichel. I've absolutely been just killing this spot. Now, when it comes down to filling, you see how fast that was? Did you guys see how fast that was? I mean, sometimes your float will literally hit the ground or the water and they'll immediately take it. I mean, I believe I have a recording. I may just pop up this recording real quick where if you look on the left-hand side and you look at the chat, okay, my catches of Sichel literally fill up almost the entire chat. It's absolutely insane how fast the bite rate is up here. Now, granted, you're not going to get that bite rate every single time that your float hits the water, but you may actually have to wait, 20 seconds before you actually get a bite. I mean, it's just... this bite rate over here is absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like this. This is probably the fastest bite rate I've seen on any lake in any location that I've ever been on the entire game. Now, granted, there is probably a lot of really good spots on Akhtuba. I'm sure there's a ton of float fishing spots, but this is the most active that I've actually found. So when it comes down to actually filling up your fish basket, your keep net, with Sichel, you're looking at about 250, maybe if you get a trophy around 300 silver. So you're not going to be getting an absolute ton amount of silver from it, but you will get a massive amount of skill ups as long as you're someone that doesn't normally concentrate on Sichel. Because like I said before, as soon as you really start going for a certain species of fish, then eventually your skill ups start to slow down a little bit. But with this area, man, I've just absolutely loved it. I am someone who has already got their bait harvesting skill max to 100%. And I've also got my ground bait to 100%. The only thing I have left really is cooking and making lures. So I've actually spent time using my happy hour when I've got premium in doing the float fishing here. And that has helped tremendously because the bite rate is so fast here that you don't have to wait for fish to actually bite. That's why a lot of people really say, oh, you really don't want to use your happy hour actually fishing anything. Here you absolutely can do that, and a lot of people have a hard time leveling float fishing because they may not like it. Right here, it's an absolute blast. I highly suggest using a Balinese rod. That way you're away from the fish, you're making noise, but the fish aren't hearing you, and you can cast a full 120% out there. Make sure that you get a nice 7 to 8 gram float on your setup, and anything probably above a 4 or 5 kilogram fluorocarbon line will be absolutely fine. You can pull any fish in with any of the setups that's anywhere close to this. Okay, I'm also going to jump over to another area that isn't quite as fast as this. It's not even close to as fast as this, but it's still a pretty decent area. If this ever decides to go dead, I'm going to be moving to this other area. But as you can see in the bottom right hand corner in our keep net, the entire time we've been talking, I've already caught 11 fish. And you guys saw how quick some of these bites were. I mean, less than 10-20 seconds of the float being in the water, it already goes under, the float goes under. And the thing with Sichel is they don't screw around. They take the float or they don't. It'll immediately go in. Now, usually most people, or I should say, they immediately take it. The float goes in, they immediately take it. Now, usually with float fishing, you have to wait about a second or two after the float goes under the water. With Sichel, they don't screw around. Just go ahead and immediately start reeling it in. That makes the catching per hour even faster because you're not messing around waiting for the fish to actually take the float. Okay, so as you can see, Kessler's herring, we are at the new spot. Now, I'm just going to warn you guys right now. This place isn't even close to as hot as the other area is, okay? Not even close, but it is a great area to get a very large range of different types of fish. Now, I forgot to mention, in the area before, the depth that you're going to go in the previous area is 80 centimeters. Here, you're going to want to go down to around 120, maybe 150. And the best thing I've found to do is, if you want ruds, if you want roaches and chubs, cast close. If you want dace, if you want Kessler's herring, and if you want sichel, cast further out, go a full 120%. Now, your wait time for the bobber to go under is going to be longer here. But if your happy hour's over with and you're not trying to actually level your float fishing super fast and you just want a wide range or a wide variety of fish, then this is a fantastic area to do it. Now, sometimes this place gets super hot, especially during the morning when you hit about between 6 to 8 a.m. It gets much hotter. The great thing about this area is you can cast out there and you can just let that sucker float. And then it goes under. And this area you need to be really careful about, because this isn't like the sichel area where as soon as it goes under you can immediately catch the fish. And there you go, shamayas. This is where you can get some shamayas out here. So you want to wait just a little bit longer out here. I was a little bit fast on that last pull, but it's not like the sichels. They're not solid takers of your bait. They'll play with it a little bit. Sometimes they'll take the float under and they'll just release it. So give it a couple of seconds after the float actually goes under before you pull. Like I said, just forewarning, it's not as fast here, but you get a much larger range of fish. You saw me get the Kessler's herring when I first started this clip, and you saw me just get the Shemaya. So if you want the Shemayas, they're out here. Ruds are much closer. More closer to the bank, along with roaches and chubs and stuff like that. So if you want those, then stay a little bit closer to the banks. But as you can see, I'm letting it float quite a bit out there and I'm still not getting anything. Eventually I will, but the bite rate is much slower. Okay, so those are your two incredible, awesome areas. One's a variety area with a fairly slow bite rate. The other one is a super fast, high quality, fast leveling area. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, don't hit it. Just make sure no matter what you do, subscribe. Thanks for coming to the channel and hanging out. Hopefully you guys had an enjoyable time in this very, very short video. I apologize, it was supposed to be an Amber video, but to be honest with you, my brain is so fried today, I don't think I could put more than 2 words together without stumbling, as you can hear in my voice right now. Keep gaming, keep doing it at midnight. Have a blast. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care. Have a good one. And bye-bye.